Okay,
Is that
I don't know what you're
reason?
saying, but let's keep going. We got a show here to run. My show.
It's Star Wars Mansplained! Putting fans in their place, one Padawan at a time. And now, here's your host, Dr. Star Wars! And has he got some mansplaining to do?
Welcome to Star Wars Mansplained. I'm your host, Dr. Star Wars, because if there was a hospital for people who don't know as much about Star Wars as me, I'd be the chief medical officer. Well, and speaking of Star Wars and people thinking they know more than the rest of us about Star Wars, and specifically medical stuff about Star Wars, let's meet today's guest, or Padawan as I like to call them. Please welcome today's guest, who's the partial host of the Bombadcast, who also claims, as of recent, to be an actual doctor when it comes to Star Wars genetics. Please welcome the pretend practitioner of Palpatinian Petri dish propaganda, Scotty Jayro. Welcome to Star Wars Mansplained, Gyroscope.
Nice to meet you, Dr. Star Wars.
Thank you. You cool with gyroscope, right? All right.
For the most part, yes.
All right.
That's how I...
Well, welcome. Go ahead. Sorry.
No. Thank you, Dr. Star Wars. It's an honor to be here to talk with a fellow doctor. Our PhDs may be in different fields, but it's still an honor. It's still an honor and a privilege.
I appreciate that. You can just call me Doctor. You can skip the Star Wars.
Okay, Doctor.
Yeah, thank you. And I'll call you Gyroscope. Okay, because we settled.
Is that a licensing?
We settled that at the beginning.
Okay, that's a licensing thing?
Okay,
is that
I don't know what you're
reason?
saying, but let's keep going. We got a show here to run. My show.
Yes, sir.
I'm the one doing the mansplaining licensing.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, my attorney. So, I know you're itching to get to your fake thesis on Star Wars biology, but first, let's talk about you, Gyroscope. Why Star Wars? When Star Wars? What is that thing on your door in the background?
That's a cardboard cutout.
Oh, I thought you had Boba Fett over there for a minute or something.
Nope, it's just a cardboard. Dr. Star Wars, I appreciate your observations though, but I've got, growing up, I was a Star Wars fan as a kid, Doctor.
That's fine. Yeah, go for it.
I've got a couple of awesome collectibles in my vicinity right here.
I can see you've made sure they're all right in the screen so we can all see how much you know about Star Wars.
I love it.
Thank you so much.
I love it. And I'm wearing a Star Wars shirt too, Doctor. So
look at that. 20 years.
Patient.
Oh, wow. That's all. Well, I'm also wearing a Star Wars short. It's the periodic table of Star Wars villains, if you can see it here.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, just more.
Where hey, Dr. Star Wars, where are you on that?
You need to keep it quiet. Remember your place. I'm no villain. Maybe, I don't know if hero's the right word. It's not strong enough. I don't know. I don't want to jump into savior territory, but one thing I'm thinking is this shirt, it kind of represents, that I am an actual doctor of Star Wars.
I can tell.
I like to wear this one quite a bit. Especially when I have contenders, guests come on who think they, you know a lot about Star Wars, and I understand.
Well, as a another person that's studied in this field and that loves this field, quite like yourself, to have the privilege to actually talk to you and see you eye to eye on some things, especially midi-chlorians, is going to be very exciting. And to tell you about my journey, I grew up with I don't know what your favorite Star Wars is, but mine is the Phantom Menace. I don't know where that one ranks.
Good one. All right. So anyway, seriously, but what is your favorite one?
The 1999 thematic masterpiece, Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, is my favorite one, Doctor.
Oh, so you was no tongue in cheek on that. That was okay. All right. Fair enough. Keep going, Scout.
Well, So thank you. So I was a kid when it came out in '99. I was about 5 years old. So here I am, 5 years old. Kind of the age that some people saw their first Star Wars at for a lot of people in the '70s and '80s, and we were this new generation of kids seeing it. When we were going into it with different feelings and expectations than those people. I don't know, Dr. Stars. I don't know your age. Or
Well, that
professor,
is a
doctor.
personal question. You don't ask a gentleman his age, but I will say that I was there for the beginning of it all. And so I feel like that probably gives me a little more reputability on knowledge.
Maybe.
Because I didn't start with the Phantom Menace. I kind of already knew what was going on. So I'm sure you were confused.
Yeah.
Like, is Palpatine good? Is he bad? So a different experience.
Well, story is story, mythology is mythology. You kind of have to go at it with what you. And I was a little kid. I was 5, so like I didn't have that much to really be concerned with at the point. I thought Jar Jar was great. I thought he was hilarious. And if I'm not mistaken, most people from the Doctor Star Wars or Doctor you're from that generation don't like Jar Jar. I don't know why. I think there's a disconnect there, maybe.
I don't know if it's as much of a disconnect. Maybe just I don't dislike Jar Jar. He's certainly not my favorite. Anything. He's kind of. I probably hate him. Yeah, I despise him. Honestly, once I think about it. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
But for me, it was a fun little like dinosaur guy, and in the '90s was very synonymous with dinosaurs for some reason. Couldn't tell you why.
Yeah,
90s was...
Scotty, I just want to take a minute. Jar Jar is actually what's known as a Gungan. Dinosaurs aren't in Star Wars. He's a Gungan. That's G-U-N-G. There's other letters, but it's Gungan. So there you go.
He looks a little bit like a flat-billed, dinosaur from 65 million years ago. So I'm just kind of basing it off what I've seen.
Yeah, I understand. With your limited knowledge, you would think he was a dinosaur, but he's actually Star Wars is a long time ago, far away, nowhere near here or Earth. Probably longer than 65. I would guess 80 or 90 million years if I had to guess when it happened.
Okay, good guess. I was just saying that there's a connect there in my 5-year-old mind.
Well,
so I feel like you're negating the ideas of a 5-year-old.
I got you. So speaking of the disconnect here, let's keep going because I feel like we're getting way off track. I don't care about discussing Jurassic Park or World or Chris Pratt and none of that. Fine. So let's keep going, all right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Doctor, please.
Yes, doctor.
Tell us about your attempt at podcastery. Tell us about your Bombadcast. Oh, another. I'm guessing this is another Jar Jar reference. Yeah.
Reference.
I should have probably read over the notes a little closer before accepting all of your DM requests about your promotion.
Yeah, I sent you a lot. I'm just excited.
I can tell. I can tell. The audience can tell.
They can certainly tell.
So tell us about your cast and your unhealthy obsession with Jar Jar Binks, who's not a dinosaur, Gungan.
The Bombadcast is a show that I host with Jerry, the Canon Junkie Cable, who I think would be I would love to see a doctor and a junkie go at it. That would be something that would excite me.
What makes someone a junkie? Is it like the spice or what? What is...
For him, it's the amount of things he's taking into his system that are Star Wars related.
So he likes the weaponry. He likes all of the cannons and the lasers. Yeah.
Maybe. He also likes the lore and the mythology and the creativity and all the things that make up Star Wars. But I do this podcast with him. We've been doing it now for 6 years.
Wow, 6 years.
That's a long time every week.
And people are listening to you? Like, people actually listen to you ramble about dinosaurs and whatever he's talking about, junkie?
Yeah, if you can only... he talks about his addictions and everything. It's beautiful. But so every week we go live Thursday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, the Bombadcast YouTube channel. And we cover all kinds of fun stuff. Obviously, right now we're...
sounds exciting. Yeah, it sounds great. Yeah.
Oh, it's wonderful. It's there's nothing quite like it. We've had a couple of people, in your sphere, Dr. Star Wars, come and join. I don't know if you heard the creator named Cam Ray. You ever heard of Cam Ray?
Can't say I have. It sounds familiar though. I feel like there's something that we did. Does he have that Star Wars and Smile thing? That podcast?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, but I know that he likes to go by camera now.
Oh, okay.
No longer camera. He didn't really he got rid of the E and it's just camera.
Weird. Okay. So
yeah, it's really cool.
If he was a car, he would get rid of the A and write Camry, because it's a car name. He probably drives one. It sounds like it.
He probably does drive a Camry. But all that being said, we've had the privilege to do this stuff for years, and we've had a couple of awesome hits with it. We've had some interviews with people like Seth Green. Do you know who Seth Green is, Dr.
I'm sorry.
Starwood?
I started to nod off. It got really really braggy for a minute.
Sure.
Yeah, I lost track of all the names being dropped. Could you start over, please, at the end?
So I'll wrap this up real quick then. We just have a lot of fun and we watch VHS tapes and we hang out. It's kind of a reactionary experience if you ever join in, and we like fan submitted things as well. And Dr. Starr, I think you would make a great appearance one day. I don't know if you're into that sort of thing.
Well, I do like VHS tapes. I mean, that's pretty much what I consume my Star Wars media on. So that does sound pretty interesting, because it is the the epitome of video consumption is the VHS tape. I think.
For the most part, yeah. I know you probably don't like Disney Plus.
What is that?
Do you?
I'm not sure.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm not really big into the cartoons and Disneys and all of the Dumbos and all of that.
Okay, that's cool.
I guess I have you on, so let's keep going. Jar Jar's a dinosaur. This guy. Okay, so now let's keep going. Tell me about your exhausting research on midi-chlorians and how you found the time as working adult to spend as many hours studying fake genetics of Star Wars, or as I call it, Jedi-netics. So tell us about I understand you've done some research on midi-chlorians, so.
Midi-chlorians, and honestly, yes, it's been a very fruitful venture for me personally. I'll go into a little bit of as to why, but I want to ask you, Doctor, if you don't mind me, what do you know about them, so I can kind of give you more of a guidance as to what I know about them?
Well, I do mind, because it's my show, so I'm asking you the questions. But thanks for pretending this is the Bombadcast. Now you're done. I will tell you one thing, though. They're mini-chlorians because they're really little. And don't tell me I don't know what they're called, because I've literally got a tattoo of a midi-chlorian on my forearm.
There's one.
And if you can notice, it's M-I-N-I midi-chlorian. All right? And that's permanent. So I wouldn't have something misspelled put on my body for the rest of my life here on the earth. So.
Okay, so
I know
there are
a lot.
also people that have that have Star Wars tattoos that don't know that much either. I don't know if you're aware of that, but sometimes it's better to be humble, to like say, oh, I don't really understand this, and I'd have someone that maybe knows a little bit more to walk me through it. As a doctor, you probably practice that in your profession of like people coming to you saying, hey, I'm not quite understanding what's going on. Can you explain this to me?
I'm so glad you've at least fessed up and have admitted your level of intelligence versus mine. And, that is the first step, is humbling yourself. So just tell us about your research and what you found personally.
Well, the big preconceived notion amongst people, and they may be in your generation, was that midi-chlorians equated to power levels, kind of like a video game, XP in a video game, where the more midi-chlorians you had in your bloodstream, the more powerful you would be. It equates to that.
Yes.
I'm here to break that preconceived notion that more than likely that interpretation is now antiquated, in the sense that, midi-chlorians, when you really look at it, it just shows how open you are to the Force, right? The opportunity to be open to the Force. And for someone like Anakin, who was born of the Force, more than likely he would have more midi-chlorians in his body, because he does not come from, two different parents. He comes from a virgin birth, if you will, from Shmi Skywalker. And with that, I think you're dozing off. Hey, Mr. Doctor, sorry, you seem to be drifting.
Yeah, exactly. Wonderful. Yeah. Well, all right. Anything else?
I have a video essay on the subject. If you're interested in watching it,
Oh,
or if anyone
yeah,
in the
I got a
audience is
hold of
interested in
it.
watching
Actually, I got a hold of your video essay.
oh yeah.
I turned it on for a couple minutes, and I did made it through about, I don't know, 30, 40 seconds of it.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I wonder if it could be a good sleeping tool for your patients. You know, put it on, go get yourself a nap. But it's 2 hours. It's a 2 hour long essay. It compiles 24 different sources, direct quotes from George Lucas, and it kind of goes into what the meaning of it all is, the symbiosis of all life that we surround us. As a doctor, you probably see that, but you know, life is so much more complex than we lead it on to be, just like midichlorians are for the most part. You know, there's the
mini-chlorians.
The interconnectedness of everything around us, and the beauty of nature that is within and without. That's something to be said about it. And all George was trying to do was convey that idea effectively, and using a different tool. It's just mythological. It's very interesting. It's kind of like a Awa in the Star Wars, the Avatar franchise. I don't know if you have a doctor in that field too.
No, but, I focus all my energy on Star Wars so I can mansplain people like you who come in here talking about Jar Jars and dinosaurs. Hey, I appreciate you kind of telling us a little bit about your 2-hour lecture on midi-chlorians. If people are interested in seeing that, where can they see this 2-hour lecture on midi-chlorians?
On the Bombadcast YouTube channel. All you got to type in is midi-chlorians, and honestly, it should be one of the first things that pop up. It's got like 2,000 views on it.
Question: if I type in sleep deprivation tools for recovery, will it come up at the top of the list? Because I think it should if it doesn't already.
Well, we do have a Rick McCallum sleep aid video. So if you haven't watched that is an actual video that we compiled together of sleep aid. So it's the Rick McCallum sleep aid, and you can listen to interviews with Rick McCallum and discussions of him to fall asleep to. It's got ocean sounds, and it's very beautiful, very calm.
It sounds great. Don't know who Ricky McCallum is, but I'm sure it's great. I'm thinking it's probably just you and the junkie just playing episodes of your podcast, or maybe it's just your lecture on a 10-hour repeat.
It could be.
Yeah, probably is. It is. Just decided. Hey, gyroscope, if you were to guess how many midi-chlorians I have circulating through my veins, why would the answer be more than 30,000 per cell?
Okay, so as a doctor, you probably know this. You know, you got to do something called a blood test to determine those things. Anakin had over 20,000 in his blood cell, but that's the thing. Midi-chlorians are a lot like mitochondria in the sense that they are an organelle within the makeup of your cell, and mitochondria, of course, is where we get ATP from. That makes energy, and they help us split the cells to make more cells.
I can't. Thanks, Scotty. Let's keep going. Finally, quickly, please tell us about your Star Wars celebration and your lecture. Were you invited? Weaseled your way in? You're paid off your Disney shill? Expecting anyone to actually attend this thing? Is it going to be 2 hours? I mean, is this the condensed version or the elongated one? I can't imagine anyone.
So this is actually like an addendum version of my essay where we add things from shows like The Bad Batch and The Acolyte, information that those shows revealed into them as well. But I wasn't invited. I submitted a I guess you could say a panel idea to them.
Got it. Weaseled way in. Got it. All right, I'll check that off. Got it.
Yeah, for the most part. And you know, I'm people would call me a shill if they didn't know me, because how much I love this stuff.
Yeah, I feel like I know you now, and I still call you a shill. So, yep, that's debatable.
That's cool. That's fine. No, I appreciate it. But yeah, I'm going to Japan, and I'm gonna have an hour-long presentation. April 18th at 3 p.m. at Makuhari Messi. There will be a live stream of it, hopefully on the channel as well, and a video after of me actually presenting my research and the concept. So far, it's 176 slides, so I'm going to take some time over the next couple of weeks until we got about 39 days until I get to Japan.
Wow,
And
how
my
many,
panel, I
I'm
think,
just
is less-
wondering how many times you're gonna brag about going to Japan while the rest of us don't get to go because, like, we've got real jobs and bills to pay.
So I took
I'm
off
just
work.
wondering.
I took off work.
Yeah, you did.
I took.
Yeah, you did.
I took. Well, okay. I'm an educator, and I took off work for that time leading up. Pardon?
Oh, nothing. Sorry, I had something in my throat. Don't worry
I
about
teach
it.
I teach a middle school,
Yeah,
so
I
I'm
knew
teaching the future generation. Oh, okay, the future youth about things like computers and science, and so
And
I'm not saying I'm
mispronunciations of
qualified.
mini-chlorians, dinosaurs, and gungans. Yep.
Yeah. But having the opportunity to talk about this with other people that may have some sort of fascination with mini-chlorians, much like yourself, has been an absolute privilege. I've guested on a couple of podcasts, similar to this one, not quite as harsh, but similar to this one, talking about this subject and what it means to me, and to be able to promote it and hype it up has been very exciting for me.
I'm glad somebody's
and-
excited because I tell you what, I need a coffee. Stat.
Yeah.
Nurse.
Well, hopefully. Nurse. Oh wow. Yeah, so it's all about the sacred nature of it all. We all get to go and experience Star Wars in a reverent way in Japan.
Yeah, that
and
sounds
I take
great.
it
All
that
right,
you're
before
not-
we give you the ventilation shaft, where can our listeners find you and your medical musings of megalomania on the antisocials?
So one of the Star Wars celebrations in Chicago 2019, I had the privilege to watch the Rise of Skywalker trailer, and if you look it up, if you want to find the Bombadcast easiest way, all you have to do is just type in Star Wars reaction. More than likely an image of me would come up, and I'm doing that because I'm so excited for the Disney Star Wars projects, and I'm excited to be.
You know what? I want to see you make that face again. Thanks for coming on, Gyroscope. Well, thank you, everyone, for joining us for this week's episode of Star Wars Mansplained. I'm Dr. Star Wars, and we'll see you next time. And until then, may the Force be with you.